press to show proof of any kind of damage on the Indian side during Operation Sindoor. The foreign press's biased coverage and attempt to undermine India's military success has been called out by none other than India's top security strategist. His wasn't just a retort, it was a strategic dressing down of global disinformation. Remember, after May 10th strike, Western platforms ran stories that favored Pakistan's narrative. They said India exaggerated the strike, that there was little confirmation of the damage that was caused. They tried to highlight Pakistan's false flag claims, but now NSA Doval has flipped that script with undisputed facts, with before and after images that the Western media itself showed after Operation Sindoor. And here's that blazing challenge, blazing dare by the NSA.
We have to develop our indigenous technology. Mention was made here of Sindoor. We are really proud of it, not for necessarily what people perceive. That how much of an indigenous content was there. We are proud of it, that some of the best systems that worked. We decided to have 9 terrorist targets in the crisscross of Pakistan. It was not on the border area or something. We missed none. It was precise to the point where we knew who is where. Entire operation was started at 5 minutes past 1 and was over at 28 minutes past 1.
Rishabh is joining us in the broadcast with more details. Rishabh, the NSA has hit out at Western media for the biased narrative, the biased coverage. Remember, even during the Pahalgam attack, the terrorists were called militants by some.
Well, if we talk about National Security Advisor, a very confident National Security Advisor says that he's proud of Operation Sindoor. He goes on to say that, while there is a whole narrative against India in Western media, he very clearly gives a dare, saying that show me one photograph, one image where you can confirm that India incurred damages during Operation Sindoor. On the other hand, Pakistan, there are video, audio proof as well as images that showcases that how 13 of Pakistani air bases were attacked and were decimated by Indian Air Force. There were damages, visible damages on 13 of the air bases in Pakistan. NSA also goes on to say that all this, the whole Operation Sindoor banked upon the indigenously developed communication system, technologies and equipments, and that he's proud of.
Absolutely, Rishabh. In fact, let's break down the details of what the NSA said here with the help of graphics. This is what the National Security Advisor said while speaking for the first time on record on Operation Sindoor. And he's also, in fact, posed a challenge to the Western media to provide proof, evidence to corroborate the narrative, corroborate the claims that the Western media was claiming or spreading in favor of Pakistan. Dare one, foreign press said Pakistan did this, Pakistan did that. Dare two, show me one photograph, one image that talks about damage to the Indian side. Dare number 3, show damage to any Indian structure. He specifically pointed out the narrative that the Western media was trying to set in favor of Pakistan. Dare 4, prove if even a glass pane was broken. So he has challenged the Western media to now corroborate the claims that they made in favor of Pakistan, to say that Pakistan has been able to inflict damage. NSA Ajit Doval says provide proof, provide evidence now to show that there was any sort of damage on the Indian side. Now, this message wasn't just for Pakistan and the biased Western media. It was also for the Saboot gang here in India, which did not think twice before questioning the valor of our forces. It was leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi who asked, how many aircrafts did we lose? A question that the BJP said echoed Pakistan's narrative. Let's take you through more comments that were made by the doubter gang in the opposition. And this is not just a statement, it is an insult to the valor and the courage of our forces. How many aircraft did we lose? Leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi asked that. Then you had Revanth Reddy, Telangana Chief Minister, ask how many Rafales were destroyed. Pawan Kheda, Congress leader, said Jaishankar acted like an informant of Pakistan. Mallikarjun Kharge, Congress chief, said Operation Sindoor is just a chut-put war, a small incident. Then you had Ajay Rai, UP Congress chief, who showed Rafale toy with Nimbu Mirchi in his hand. Vijay Wadettiwar, another Congress leader, said talks that we lost 3 to 4 Rafales. He was talking about the reports that were doing the rounds that the opposition was constantly citing, that was used by Pakistan. We have Pathikrit Pain, geopolitical analyst, joining us on the broadcast. This is a very, very strong statement, Mr. Pain, that has come in from the NSA, asking the Western media now to give proof. Since the Western media kept on peddling narratives that favored Pakistan, the NSA says now put proof, evidence in public domain that there was any sort of damage on the Indian side. Mr. Pain, can you hear me? Okay, all right. Looks like we've not been able to connect with Pathikrit Pain. We'll try to do that again. Meanwhile, let me go back to Rishabh. Rishabh, not just the Western media or not just leaders in Pakistan, but opposition leaders in India as well cast aspersion, raised doubts and questioned the government, constantly seeking clarity over something that our forces already put out in public domain through multiple press conferences with before and after images of the damage that was inflicted on the Pakistani side.
Well, Swati, if you talk about the domestic politics, yes, today's NSA comment has put a lid on all the doubts that were being casted on Operation Sindoor, by the opposition leaders as well. There have been multiple comments that has undermined the valor, undermined the work that has been done by the Indian Armed Forces during Operation Sindoor, be it on the intervening night of 6th and 7th.
Rishabh, I'm interrupting there, and I want to go across to Mr. Pathikrit Pain. He is finally through with us. Your first reaction on what the NSA said, a challenge in fact to the Western media to now prove the narrative that they were peddling, put out proof in the public domain, he says, of any damage to the Indian side during Operation Sindoor.
Yeah, two things. Some of the opposition political parties and their stand during the entire, Operation Sindoor was very similar to their stand during Balakot as well. It was obnoxious. It was very unfortunate, but the Western media was equally culpable. Unfortunately, in today's era, you have the kinetic war and you also have the disinformation war, in which the Western media has become nothing but a tool for amplification of disinformation. The same Western media remains mum when allegations of downing of almost 10 MQ-9B Reaper of United States comes during their operations in Yemen. Several, American fighter jets or probably Israeli fighter jets of American origin, there are allegations of being downed by Iran during the Operation Rising Lion between Iran and Israel. They remain silent on that. But they keep on amplifying the disinformation peddled by American ally Pakistan on the Operation Sindoor without any kind of verification. They did exactly the same thing during the Balakot airstrike of India as well, even when they knew what kind of, harm or damage a Spice 2000 armor-piercing bomb, a bunker buster kind of a bomb exactly does. But they do it because they have an ulterior objective of containing India. They cannot show that an India with its own indigenous weapon systems and improvised weapon systems have been able to completely dismantle and, wipe out even the Western weapon systems and the Chinese weapon systems. So unfortunately, we see there's a convergence of the Chinese and the Western media trying to pin down India, even though evidence prove otherwise. You ask them to show evidence, they could not show a single evidence in the last, say, more than 1 month about any of the Rafale being downed. Yet they will keep on peddling the lie while they remain silent about the American misadventures and their loss of aircrafts in Middle East. So I think, and the opposition in this country had a motive to play the Rafale, politics of 2019. They wanted to revive it perhaps, and having absolutely no knowledge about how military operations are done, about what kind of communication is done, and that the foreign minister will have absolutely no role when the operations happen. He cannot communicate. They were putting all kinds of allegations, and they have this unfortunate, modus operandi of shoot and scoot. They will put an allegation and run away. And similarly, you will see the Western media doing exactly that. They have a shoot and scoot policy. This is irresponsible journalism on the part of Western media, which has today become nothing but a tool of their governments. I think it's time that they move on, show some credibility, and not be tools of disinformation.
Well, remember, later someone some of them were forced to carry out the before and after images of the damage that was inflicted on the Pakistani side. And that hypocrisy of the Western media has been called out by none other than the National Security Advisor, Mr. Ajit Doval. Mr. Payne, thank you very much for speaking with us. Let's once again listen into what Ajit Doval said.
We have to develop our indigenous technology. Mention was made here of Sindoor. We are really proud of it, not for necessarily what people perceive. That how much of an indigenous content was there. We are proud of it, that some of the best systems that worked. We decided to have 9 terrorist targets in the crisscross of Pakistan. It was not on the border area or something. We missed none. It was precise to the point where we knew who is where. Entire operation was started at 5 minutes past 1 and was over at 28 minutes past 1.
We're moving on now. We have some breaking inputs coming in. Taking suo moto